Taipei Game Show brought us the first official look at Wuthering Waves' latest iteration of combat, and I want to talk about 5 changes since the first closed beta test.
This one I don't think I have a lot to say, because I actually never seen the combat before this video. I mean, I've seen some. I don't know if I can actually comment some big changes on this one.
That are a bigger deal than you might first think. This is the screen that you see when you launch the game. It seems that when you click to enter, it's still going to focus in on the rover you chose to play as. In this case, female rover. It's probably for the best that she's no longer awkwardly leaning on nothing, though she did look pretty cool. However, the ominous glow of her eyes seems to...
Oh! I guess this is awkward. I have to agree. They should have put something to lean on. Oh, that's actually awesome. But where did the glow?
The glow of her eyes seems to have been reduced. It's hard to say whether this is an upgrade because I think I preferred it before. It definitely makes me miss Rover's old design. It looks like the rovers are underwater, but in reality, the sky around a tacit field takes on the appearance of water and reflects onto the surface below. The time of day used to change on the login screen back in the first closed beta, and I hope that will still happen because it added a lot of character. During the last test, mouse and keyboard was the only way to go, but Kuro Games promised controller would be available in the future. Thanks to the 2
Who cares about controller?
gentlemen demoing the game here on
Coming from a guy who only plays at PC.
IGN stream, we can see that the future is now. The UI here looks clean and easy to understand, and is very reminiscent of Genshin Impact's controller UI, which is great because Genshin's controller mode is excellent.
Really?
Many other games use this
I've never played it on controller, I don't know. Really? It's that good?
style, including the likes of Final Fantasy 16. Although I play many games using mouse
Oh, PGR. Oh, this is gonna be a long one. I am going through that thing too.
keyboard, including Kuro's other game, Punishing Grey Raven, I longed for.
What did I just see? What? She's using a motorcycle.
Including Kuro's other game, Punishing Grey Raven.
What? Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's gonna be next.
Playing Wuthering Waves' first closed beta test. I imagined it would be the most comfortable way to play the game, and seeing this makes me look forward to it even more. We can see the guys here are using an Xbox controller. Fingers crossed Wuthering Waves has PlayStation inputs too. Speaking of Genshin Impact, the UI in Wuthering Waves' first closed beta had near identical keybinds to Genshin, and that seems to still be the case. Is that a bad thing? Well, no. If you play certain genres of games, you get used to using certain buttons to play them, and when games switch it up, it can feel bad to jump between them. Given the millions of people who will have played Genshin Impact beforehand, a familiar layout will help ease them right into the game. I actually tried Genshin after.
Is that really good news? I mean, they should actually copy the good ones, but there's definitely some bad ones. Like, just remove this shit from the screen. Just remove those.
After I played Wuthering Waves' first closed beta, and because I got used to the keybinds, it was very easy to get started in Genshin. It's a small thing, but it's a decision I'm a fan of. Familiarity is good, and Wuthering Waves is inching closer to its own identity with this iteration. As for the visual design of Wuthering Waves' UI, it's made minor improvements to the HUD since the first beta, but from what little we've seen, the menus are already looking way better. It's hard to really get a sense of it from the
Oh my god, why am I so I was so not impressed with Yinlin before, but now! Oh!
It's hard to really get a sense of it from the demos, so I'll hold my feedback on
Yep, I'm in degenerate mode once again.
this until I can play the latest beta myself. We got a flash of both keyboard and controller layouts, but only by accident because the demo UI bugged out and overlaid both kinds on top of one another. Whoops. Party still consists of 3 characters as opposed to Genshin's 4, and Wuthering Waves has more buttons to press in combat as well.
I actually agree with that decision. Just keep it on 3. Make it simple. 4 is a lot, especially if it's more combat, a lot of on-field combat focus. I do not want so many characters.
We know that Kuro Games as a company is very combat focused, so
I'm so good at this.
this comes as no surprise. This is a huge improvement over the placeholder UI, but it could always get better. That said, I love how satisfying it feels now to watch enemy HP bars decrease. This demo takes place in a tacit field, which is a type of location you can interact with to fight enemies known as tacit discords for rewards you can claim using Wuthering Waves' version of stamina. Back in the first closed beta, these places were bleak. From the dev interview, we know that these will now have some random elements to spice things up. Activating a tacit field creates a sort of domain for the tacit discords that
Damn, this game is just keep on improving and improving. And it's not little step, but little by little. Like, everything. Those are big improvements always.
spawn, draining the life from your surroundings. It was a cool idea for these corrupted areas to have the color blasted out of them, but everything felt a little too one-note. Visually, they were boring, and they were frequently seen around the world, which made them feel repetitive. Because the world itself was dull, it made it hard to appreciate what you had saved by eliminating the threat. In this demo, activated tacit fields feel dark rather than dull, using purples and blues to signify corruption, which is much more exciting visually. TDs felt almost invisible against the backdrop before, but now pop nicely. The purple parts of the enemies seem to glow more brightly to aid in this. When the tacit
I'm so glad they did this with the colors, bro. Like, the colors before were very dull. I was not completely sold the first time I saw Wuthering Waves. The combat was impressive, but the colors, environments, everything else felt very, 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 very dark or dull, like you said. But the way they did the colors now, especially the latest trailer for the whole game, it looks better than Genshin Impact. It looks just way better. I hope that they really deliver on this one.
field has been neutralized, you can see warmth burst into the area. The general color palette of the game is so much more varied and alive now, causing the tacit fields to feel more threatening by extension. The Taipei Game Show demo allowed for zero exploration as it locked players into a confined area. On the upside, this restraint allowed us to get a great look at the latest versions of Baichu, Danjin, and Jian. Baichu, formerly known as Bailian, was one of my biggest concerns for the previous beta. She was one of the early trio of characters you could acquire for free through the story. Despite being a healer,
So she's a 4-star.
she fights as a summoner type character with this creature, Yotan. Except, the controls on Yotan felt awful and sluggish, and targeting enemies with it was rough. All in all, there was a distinct lack of fun, and I felt bad for her. With a new name and new outfit, and quite a literal glow-up for Yotan, Baichu is keen to shake off her initial impression. The motions of her attacks look snappy. Yotan darts between enemies, and thankfully, the best attack she had is here to stay.
Oh my god! Like, the animations are very different.
Awful and sluggish, and targeting enemies with it was rough. All in all, there was a distinct lack of fun, and I felt bad for her. With a new name and new outfit, and quite a literal glow-up for Yotan, Baichu is keen to shake off her initial impression. The motions of her attacks look snappy. Yotan darts between enemies, and thankfully, the best attack she had is here to stay. Danjin is a character who required a bit of skill to use optimally in the first closed beta.
Honestly, her trailer, this one, I was not impressed. I think they failed encapsulating the Yander emotion out of this one. Out of all the trailers I've seen, like, hers just doesn't hit. Hers just doesn't hit for me.
Yeah. She reduces her HP when attacking, and through certain
Wait, why is it so different?
Danjin is a character who required a bit of skill to use optimally in the first closed beta.
This one? Look, the smile she makes and the red eyes with the lightning? Awesome.
Yeah. She reduces her HP
No smile. No smile on this one. What happened? I think I like the earlier one burst.
when attacking, and through certain attacks gains it back again.
Maybe this is what happened. That's why the trailer also failed the Yander part. Actually I don't really know if that's what they're trying to do. But I really feel like her murderous tendencies are not really represented very well. I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me.
These testers aren't familiar enough with the game to know how she works, but I have a feeling that her gameplay loop paired with her updated animations will make for a fun time. Jian is the highest rarity character in this party, and it shows. His attacks are fluid and flashier than ever. There's a real glow to his special effects that didn't seem to
Damn, the dragon makes everything.
be present in the past. He really demonstrates the difference in combat feel between the first closed beta and the second. Jian looked so sad and clunky before, but now he gives the impression of being a character you have to have.
Really? I mean, just having a dragon around is already a very big selling point, if you ask me.
New dodge animation is a huge standout for me. The old version grinded time to a halt, which was cool until you saw it for the 30th time that fight, and realized it was just slowing everything down. The update evokes the same feeling while keeping the quick pace of the combat. And, on the subject of movement, Baicha also does this little hop up a step here, and I just think that's neat. Every character
What? What?
hop up a step here. It's the same feeling while keeping the quick pace of the combat. And, on the subject of movement, Baicha also does this little hop up a step here, and
Wait, that's exclusive to Maija?
I just think that's neat. Every character looks like a delight to control now. The difference 9 months of development made to this game is unbelievable. Each of these changes will have a huge impact on the feel of Wuthering Waves going forward. And the changes run far deeper than this, so you'll need to watch this video to find out just how much Wuthering Waves has evolved in the last several months.
The Beyblade theme song! Alright, okay with the ads. Okay, fine. Should I watch the dev interview? I think I should.
같이 필수 안팎?
Oh, where is it? Wuthering Waves dev interview in 7 minutes. Let's make it 14. Why is it all tech tone? I react to Wuthering Waves and I see tech tone everywhere.
The Wuthering Waves devs opened up about the myriad changes to the game in the last several months, and the results are incredible.
Yep, they're definitely incredible. Incredible.
Joined by Rexland, they began by acknowledging the criticisms of the first closed beta test, saying they took all pieces of feedback to heart. From there, they addressed every main issue players raised concerns about. Unsurprisingly, a huge pain point for players was how visually dull the open world was.
Oh, so there's actually a lot of people who said that. I thought it was only a minority.
When I played the previous closed beta test, I could tell the environment had potential, but also felt the color schemes were too muted. Some people may worry that this more vibrant world won't feel post-apocalyptic anymore, but from what I've seen in Punishing Grey Raven, I am very confident that Kuro Games can create a colorful yet haunting world. Brightening up the gloomy areas will make the really serious locations stand out even more. As if to prove my point, Kuro Games then showed off various environments in the world, ranging from the lush to the desolate.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
To further improve the environments, weather has been added. We'll be able to experience both expected and unexpected types of weather in the game. We are truly weathering waves now. My favorite point mentioned is that the weather will behave in certain ways during important plot points. If any of you have played Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers, you know why this has got me excited. They also talked about a new atmospheric system that will make textures richer and denser during particularly intense or important situations.
This will make textures richer and denser. I mean, visually that's gonna be great, but is my PC gonna be able to handle that? Oh, that's kinda alarming, bro.
Looking forward to seeing that in action. Dim Forest was a location I really enjoyed from the first closed beta due to how vibrant and purple it was. And in the latest footage they've shown us, it looks so much more beautiful. They said every tree in it now has an individually designed appearance.
God damn, that is so good. That is so good. Look at
It looks so much more beautiful. They said every tree
Look at that. That looks so nice.
in it now has an individually designed appearance. I have no doubt that this will be a top-tier location for taking screenshots with the in-game photo mode.
Definitely.
The next thing the devs went on to address was the cutscene animations. The first closed beta test had rather stiff animations and fewer cutscenes than expected. Granted, it was just the first beta test, but now the cutscenes take inspiration from popular animation in order to create the feeling of watching an anime. And from what's been shown off recently, I'd say their efforts have been a huge success. Minus waking up.
This is actually a very big step up. I remember Genshin's cutscenes not doing this. It was rough, like the Mondstadt and Liyue cutscenes at the first part. They were actually not anime style. They were using the game resources. Wuthering Waves actually moved on immediately from that. That is good.
Up to young boob first. Let's walk that back. Every character
I wanna hear that statement again.
young boob. Minus waking up to young boob first. Let's walk that back.
Shame.
Every character will have a dungeon tied to their story. Previously, Dungeon was a standout for this concept, with the other character backstories only having rather underwhelming side missions. Unique dungeons should help to make each character feel just as important as the next while fleshing out the world beyond what you can see on the surface. And speaking of,
I'm not sure I agree with that. I agree with every character having fleshed out stories, but every character's stories is only gonna be inside a dungeon? I don't know.
which, the main story quest received a lot of flack before. I thought it had a lot of interesting things going for it, but the English translation of the first closed beta test absolutely felt machine translated, so it was difficult to infer meaning from it at times. Those who could understand the story in native Chinese were critical, with complaints ranging from things like the major characters being too distrusting of the rover, to it just being boring. For the record, I thought it was amazing that Chisia pulled a gun on the rover after first meeting them. That was awesome. Due to all the negative feedback on the writing, the devs concluded that a complete story revamp was necessary.
This is why we're taking more time before we play this game. I mean, no complaints here. If this releases with like the perfect envision of what a Genshin killer what we like, I have no complaints if it comes next year or next 2 years. I don't know. As long as it releases like in the most perfect state at this point.
Over 90% of the story has been rewritten. Scripts, voice acting, and the cinematics all had to be thrown away and remade over the course of just 6 months. For context, Wuthering Waves had been in development for 2 to 3 years before the first closed beta. Although I worry for the devs a little bit, this massive undertaking proves Kuro Games' commitment to listening to feedback and improving the experience for everyone.
Good thing they have PGR. PGR is probably handling all their costs right now.
Next, The most important topic was brought up: character changes. The individual characters have all had their models and animations revamped. We got a look at one of Sanhwa's new idol animations where she forces herself to smile. Then, a brief look at the characters that will be available in the second closed beta test.
Who's this guy? He looks awesome. I like him.
Jue Yuan has changed significantly, as well as Yinlin, who
We pause for the queen. We pause for the queen. Every time we see the queen Yinlin, we pause. We pause, bros!
is not just sporting a new outfit, but has elf ears now. This is great, by the way. I love elf ears. Please give us more elf characters, Kuro. As we've seen previously, Yang has a skirt now, as well as other subtle changes to improve her look overall. Rover's design was already peak, so both male and female versions only have minor changes.
That is not minor. I want to see some side profile on that. The male rover looks cool, but we all know we're going for female rover. She's hot. She hot.
Bailian is called Baitsu now, and much like Yinlin, her outfit has changed completely.
Yep, that's better.
Let's not beat around the bush. It appears that every single female character has become noticeably more busty with more revealing outfits. I imagine this change was in response to player feedback as well. Unfortunately, this has caused an effect.
More busty? Chixia lost her bust. But for all the right reasons though.
Effect of the women all looking very similar in shape to each other.
They don't. Oh, wait, maybe they are. These two, yeah, they kind of look the same in shape. These two, not so much actually. Not so much.
Personally, I would appreciate more variety in this aspect.
Wait, they actually did a good job here. They are actually very different. Sick, bro. This one's sick. Whoa! Ho! 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 What? Wait! What is that?
You know, like PGR. The devs spoke about two brand new characters starting with Ling Yang, who I cannot forgive for replacing a Wu.
I can. Like, seriously, no. I don't agree with this. He looks like a lion, a leopard, and a monkey in one. Ah, man. Horrible. If you want furry, go with... What is his name again? What is his name again? The wolf. Go with Likaon. Something along his designs, like, take some inspiration with this guy. I think his design is very, very good. It's not messy. It looks like a wolf and a human in the same, but very, very impressive. Like, he has human vibes while still only retaining nothing human in him. That is very good. Awu is just messy. Very messy. I'm not against the furries, but this is a mess.
Next is Jin Shin, a master of martial arts with an exclusive parry move. Big news. Next is Jin Shin.
Oh my god, the giggle physics on this one. Damn!
A master of martial arts with an exclusive parry move. Big news for Sekiro fans.
Sekiro fans?
She also can use her hair as a whistle, somehow. Is that even hair? Moving right along, let's fire off some gameplay adjustments. Ultimate attacks, known as resonance liberations, have better animations, camera angles, and sound effects. Running, evasion, and parrying have all been adjusted to feel even better. Camera shake has been reduced, and enemy lock-on tracking has been improved, which should prevent people from feeling unwell while playing. QTE.
What does that mean? Prevent people from playing feeling unwell? Huh?
These are now called intro skills and outro skills, and are unique for each character. Character abilities flow more seamlessly now, and look great to control.
Whoa.
The devs were proud to talk about the changes to the ecosystem, essentially Wuthering Waves' monster capturing aspect, and one of my favorite features of the first closed beta. Echoes are not only used for their abilities, but they also determine the stats of your characters, making them very important. Their attack animations have been revised, and there are now more convenient options for obtaining echoes. In one example, they show that the Crownless Echo can parry certain enemy skills, which adds more strategies and options to tough battles. But the most important new feature...
Wait, this is actually good. They have a system where you can add your own ability. We don't have that in Genshin Impact. No signs of that. Holy shit. That's insane. And we get to decide what to use too. There's like flexibility in it. We just need to capture monsters? God damn.
Is that you can now encounter echoes with rare special color schemes. These are, of course, just like shiny Pokemon. If searching for echoes with the best stats doesn't keep you busy enough, hunting down these shiny echoes surely will. In the first closed beta test, the only way to obtain echoes was to search around the open world for them. However, now you only have to acquire an echo once to unlock the ability to farm it by challenging tacit fields, your stamina sink for Wuthering Waves. After the first closed beta test, I had a lot of critical feedback regarding the ecosystem, and I'm pleased to see that this important part of the game seems to have fixed most of its problems. There's no doubt in my mind
The monster designs in this is so good as well. Holy shit. Look at that.
part of the game seems to have fixed most of its problems.
Especially this, like, look at the textures going on in this.
There's no doubt in my mind that Wuthering Waves is going to be a game that doesn't just look good, but feels good too.
Yeah, actually at this point I don't mind. You can come out next year. I don't care, just release in the most perfect state you can. I have so much time to prepare for Wuthering Waves. What will I play? Nikkei? PGR? Aether Gazer? Yeah, I need to find a game before. I'm kinda bored of Genshin lately.
In the first closed beta test, the simple act of moving around the world felt energetic and fun, and I expect that experience will only be intensified going
Look at the
forward.
colors. Look at those colors. The contrast in the alive and the dead parts of the world. Amazing. Amazing.
Intensified going forward.
Damn.
It's hard not to feel inspired by the sincerity and hard work of the devs after all the changes they've worked tirelessly to.
Wait a minute. Didn't we see this guy getting captured? You can capture a boss? What? You can capture a boss in this game? Someone, please educate me in this game. I really have no idea.
Implement. I'm especially looking forward to learning more about the new playable characters, and if you want to know more about them too, you should check out this video, where I go through them in detail. Yinlin, I am on my knees, you're so beautiful now!
I agree, bro! Ah, Yinlin! Mame! Oh, thank you for the redesign. I really didn't like her before, but god dang! Oh, thank you. You were the opposite of Nicole's tits. I can see it right here.